All right, let's dive into one of the biggest and honestly most mind-bending ideas in all of technology, artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
So think about the AI you use every day. It's a genius, right? But it's a very specific kind of genius. It's a specialist. But what if? What if it wasn't? What if an AI could be a genius at, well, everything? Any intellectual task a person can do. That single question is really the heart of this whole thing. To really get our heads around where this is all going, we have to start with where we are right now. And the AI we live with, the AI we interact with constantly, is what we call narrow AI.
Like the AI in your inbox? Its whole world, its entire purpose is sifting through emails, figuring out what's junk and what's not. Super specific, and yeah, super useful.
Or think about the AI that unlocks your phone. It's incredible at recognizing your face, tagging your friends in photos, but that's it. That's the beginning and the end of its expertise.
And then you've got these game-playing AIs that can crush a grandmaster in chess or Go. They've totally mastered the rules and strategies of that one game, but they couldn't even explain the rules of checkers, let alone invent a new game. You see the pattern here, right? They're all basically one-trick ponies. Incredibly impressive ponies, but one-trick ponies nonetheless.
But the real dream, the ultimate goal here, isn't just about building more and more of these specialized tools. Nope, it's about building a completely different kind of mind. This is the giant leap from narrow AI to artificial general intelligence.
So, what exactly is AGI? Well, in a nutshell, it's a hypothetical AI that has the same kind of general smarts that we do. It wouldn't just be locked into one task. It would be able to understand, learn, and adapt across tons of different situations. Like a person. And this really lays it all out. Think of narrow AI like a hammer. It's perfect for nails, right? But it's totally useless for a screw. AGI, on the other hand, that's like a master craftsperson. They don't just know how to use every tool in the workshop, they can invent a whole new tool on the fly if they need to. The ability to generalize, to take what you've learned and apply it somewhere new, it's a whole different ballgame. And these are the key ingredients that make AGI so different. It's not just about crunching numbers. It's about flexibility. It's that ability to generalize, to think in abstract terms, to solve brand new problems it's never seen, and to have that thing that's so hard to pin down, common sense.
Now, trying to build an AGI, it's probably one of the greatest scientific quests we've ever undertaken. And no surprise, researchers have a lot of different ideas about how to get there. There are all these competing paths and some really, really big problems to solve no matter which path you take.
So you've got a few different camps here. Symbolic AI is the classic, old-school approach. It tries to build intelligence with logic and rules. Then there's connectionism, which is all the rage now, inspired by the brain's neural networks. Hybrid approaches try to combine the best of both. You have cognitive architectures trying to model the whole human mind, and even evolutionary algorithms that try to evolve an AI. The point is, nobody has the definitive map to get there.
But no matter which road you go down, you hit these massive roadblocks, like this one. How in the world do you program common sense? I mean, that basic unspoken knowledge we all have about how the world works, like knowing that water is wet, or that you can't push on a rope. That is just incredibly difficult to teach a machine. Or what about this? How do you even start to capture the entire messy, complicated, interconnected web of all human knowledge and put it into a format a computer can actually understand and use in a meaningful way? And maybe this is the biggest problem of all. It's the one we see when we look in the mirror. We are literally trying to build an artificial mind without a complete blueprint for how our own minds work. It's kind of like trying to build a 747 just by looking at a bird flap its wings. Because the stakes are just so unbelievably high, the whole conversation about AGI is basically split between these two incredible extremes, unimaginable promise on one side and existential peril on the other. It really is humanity's double-edged sword. On the one hand, you have this wild optimism, this idea that AIG could be the last invention we ever need to make because it would be a tool that could help us solve pretty much everything else. I mean, just stop and imagine it for a second. An intelligence that could turbocharge scientific discovery, developing cures for diseases we've been fighting for centuries, creating a perfect personalized education for every single child on the planet, and maybe even cracking huge problems like climate change. The potential good it's just staggering. But, and this is a huge but, with all that power comes an equally immense risk. What if we build something that's so much smarter than us that we just can't control it anymore?
This is the other side of the coin, the deep worry that keeps a lot of very smart people up at night.
And the ethical minefield here is huge. We're talking about the potential for massive job displacement, AI systems that could learn and amplify our own worst biases, the very real prospect of autonomous weapons, and what's known as the control problem. That's the ultimate challenge. How do you make sure an intelligence far beyond your own stays on your side? So as we're standing right on the edge of potentially creating a totally new kind of mind, we're faced with what might be the single most important question our species has ever had to ask itself.
And this is really the bottom line. It's not just about if we can build it, it's about how we build it. If we actually succeed in creating an intelligence that surpasses our own in every way, how do we make absolutely sure that it shares our hopes, our ethics, our deepest values? The answer to that question, well, it's pretty much going to define our entire future.